Hey everybody, Dr. Brian Damhoff. Today I'm going to do a video review of the StrongTek Slant Board. So first off, here's my disclaimer. I'm not getting paid to do this review. I bought this product with my own money and all I'm doing this for is to help you guys out. I didn't receive a discount or anything like that. So first off, I ask, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, please hit that subscribe button. My hope is that today's review will provide some unbiased information that you can use to decide if you want to or do not want to buy this slant board. And as an added bonus, if you watch all the way to the end, I'm just going to show you guys my very favorite way to use this slant board to get the ultimate calf stretch. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at this slant board. We're going to look first at the specs. So it's made of lightweight plastic material weighing in at 3.59 pounds. It's 12 inches in length and 10.6 inches in width. It has a 350-pound weight capacity and it has 4 adjustable angles. So when we look at the 4 angles here, we have 20 degrees, 30 degrees, 40 degrees, 45 degrees. It also folds up into a compact position that's easy to carry or to store. Now let's take a look at how to use it. While they list a bunch of different ways to use it and show different exercises on the packaging, I think that the chief usage of this slant board is exactly what you guys are thinking at home. Duh, stretch your calves. I feel like a lot of products such as this one, they're gonna claim a bunch of other things. They're gonna show other exercises, which they're probably okay, but there's probably better ways to do that or better products out there for those purposes. So with that said, here's what I really like about this slant board. The first is definitely the price point. It's very cost effective, running about $30 or slightly less. And since it folds up into such a compact design, it makes it very easy to store and transport. I can easily bring it between my house and my office by throwing it into my backpack, which makes it very convenient for me. I can also bring it to the trailhead when I go for a run, which is another huge perk. I don't know about you guys, I'm a big runner and stretching on the curb. Sometimes that works, sometimes maybe not as good. But with this thing, I literally just bring it, very easy to put in my back seat, and then I can stretch my calves while I'm there at the actual trailhead. So another perk of that compact design is it doesn't take up much space when you go to store it at home. You guys are probably like me, I have tons of stuff at home, way too much stuff. And so it's convenient that, again, it just folds up into that nice small space. Another positive is it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It stretches your calves, which is always great when a product does what it's supposed to. At the end, again, I'm going to show you guys that calf stretch, so please stay tuned to the end there. But one thing I always have to talk about, whenever I look at a product, I got to look at the negatives too. And personally, I didn't find too many negatives with this slant board. One negative, in my opinion, was the little piece of foam that they put right above the bottom piece of the plastic. So you guys can see here, it looks like it's glued on, and my concern is that over time with usage, it's likely that they're going to break off or not stay in place. I'm just not a huge fan of that bottom piece of plastic here either. I mean, if you look at other wooden slant boards, almost none of them have anything at the bottom. Some of them do. But if you look at all the plastic ones, for some reason, they always put something there. But I find that, with the wooden slant board that I use, I just put my foot on the floor and that prevents it from sliding, and I don't need another piece down here, which is something that I think is a negative for sure. And then one thing that I always do whenever I buy a product is I check out the reviews online. I mean, you guys are probably just like me. You want to read all the reviews, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, I have to say most of the reviews for this slant board are positive, but I did find a few negative reviews. So what did I find? One, some people complained about it not being wide enough for big feet, but I think even if your foot hangs over the top edge, it's not going to really affect your ability to stretch your calf. However, if you have shack size feet, you may want to think about going with another option. Another negative I saw was how unstable it was on carpet, which when you think about it, it's made of lightweight plastic. So that doesn't surprise me, but I use it on the gym floor here. And then again, at home, I just have some low pile carpet that I use it on, and I haven't had any issues. It seems very stable to me, but perhaps if you were on very thick or plush carpet, that might be an issue. Another reason that people gave it low ratings is probably my favorite one. Somebody complained about it being too steep. But I'm sorry to say, if 20 degrees is too steep for you, you probably don't need to buy a slant board to stretch your calves. You could probably just use a wall and that would be sufficient. So I don't think that's something that we need to be concerned about. Finally, some people mentioned in their reviews that it broke easily. Now, the trade-off of it being made of very lightweight plastic is that, yes, it's going to be a little more fragile. So I probably wouldn't recommend dropping it, throwing it out of your car, anything like that. Just be a little careful with it, and I think it's going to be just fine. Nothing on there seemed really flimsy to me, minus what I already said earlier about the little bottom piece and the foam on there. So overall, my assessment of the StrongTek Slant Board is that it's a very attractive option to stretch your calves with a very cheap price point compared to some of those wooden slant boards that are out there. While it's not going to be as sturdy as a wooden slant board, it makes up for it by being portable and easy to store, which are definitely huge perks. So it's definitely a product that I'm going to give 2 thumbs up to and recommend. And then, as I promised earlier, as a bonus for listening all the way, I'm going to show you guys my very favorite calf stretch using this slant board. So it's called a triplanar calf stretch, and unlike most stretches that only address one plane of the muscle, it's going to address all 3 planes, which is going to be huge for you guys, I'm telling you. So it's going to target the gastrocnemius and also the soleus. So let's go ahead and take a look at this exercise. Now, to set up the world's best calf stretch, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that StrongTek Slant Board just about 6 inches away from that wall at whatever position you want it to be at. We're going to start off by stretching the gastrocnemius, so I'm going to put my foot on there. And we're going to hit the first plane first, so what I'm going to do, just simple, normal calf stretch, just back and forth. I always say you want the lower extremities to lead the upper extremities, so I can use that back leg to push off, go forward, feel that nice stretch in that calf. That's that first plane, dynamic, so it's just back and forth. To hit that second plane, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go at 45-degree angles to the wall. So I'm going to go to the right just a little bit, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to go more towards that left. Again, I'm using that back leg to help push off as I go back and forth. I find it advantageous, if you guys see, I'm doing it right at the corner of a wall, which I find to be a huge benefit to help give you some of that control as you go side to side there in that second plane. So first plane, back and forth. Second plane, we're going up to 45-degree angles. Third plane, we're kind of putting it together. I'm going to do the same thing I did on that first plane. I'm going to go forward, and then what I'm going to do is rotate that hip in. So I'm just adding some of that rotation. Come all the way back, reset. Now I'm going all the way forward. I'm going to rotate that other way. You guys will feel how each plane stretches it differently. And then I always think it's just like swinging a golf club, baseball bat, anything like that. Swing that hip in. That's a really huge thing to look at on this one. And you guys will feel how it stretches the different heads of that gastroc. You have to be a little careful on that third plane because it can be a little rough. It can be a tough one. So be very careful on that. So now to get the soleus, what we're going to do, we're going to do the same exact motions, the same planes, except now I'm going to do it with a bent leg here. So I'm going to let that knee translate forward, but it's the same thing. I'm pushing off, back and forth. Here's this first plane, and you guys will feel when you do the soleus, you're going to feel it stretch differently in there than you did before. So again, that's first plane back and forth. Second plane, I'm going to go with those 45-degree angles. So now I'm going to the right just a little bit, and then I'm going towards that left. I'm letting that knee translate forward. Lower extremities are leading the dance. Upper is just kind of along for the ride there. So that's that second plane back and forth. To hit the third plane, now I'm going to do that rotation, okay? So I'm going to go forward like that. I'm going to swing that hip end just a little bit, and you'll feel how that stretches it differently. Again, I'm going all the way forward, swinging that hip end, and you'll feel, again, how it stretches it differently in there as you go through these motions. So to me, this is absolutely the world's best calf stretch. So I hope that you guys find it useful. Again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so that way you can get more great content. Thanks for watching.